Number 1. First, the speaker introduced herself. Her name was Professor Chen, and she could be their biology professor this semester. Then she said that counts was an introductory course for studies not measuring in science. After that, she reminded it didn't going to be easy, and she suggested they could be required to study hard in order to pass their exam. Finally, she announced she was going to begin that night by talking about the scientific method. Number 2. First, the speaker welcomed about Flight 140, and he said non-stop to Hong Kong. Then he suggested all passengers had to bring their seat backs to an upright position. Next, he reminded smoking of any kind was not permitted on this flight. After that, he announced their in-flight move would begin soon after takeoff, in about 30 minutes. Finally, he said earphones were available for $5 and could be reused on future flights with their airline. Number 3. First, the speaker announced that stop on their garden tour could be very short. Then he suggested return to the bus in 15 minutes because they had one more garden to visit before their lunch break. After that, he reminded they had to leave on time because they didn't want to leave anyone behind. Finally, he said if they didn't have a watch, please stay close to someone who does. Number 4. First, the speaker said welcome all passengers. Then he announced that was the express train to New York. Next, he suggested if they were looking for the local train, please go across the platform to Track B. After that, he suggested step onto the express train, please assist young children and elderly travelers, and watch for the closing doors. Finally, he announced next stop, New York. Number 5. First, the speaker was sorry about the fact that then he said Michael Nonis, the lead actor who had been playing Macbeth, was sick that night. After that, he said the role of Macbeth for that night's performance would be under study of Fred Shadow. Finally, he was thankful and he hoped they enjoyed the show. Number 6. First, the speaker announced the driver of the blue car parked near the front door please move their car because that area was for delivery trucks only. Finally, he suggested move their car to the parking garage because illegally parked cars would be towed. Number 7. First, the speaker announced the 10:30 guided tour of the museum would begin in 15 minutes. Then he suggested a ticket holder please line up at the end of the hall. After that, he said if they didn't have a ticket, please go to the front desk to get one. Finally, he said tickets were free, but they must have one to participate in the tour. Number 8. First, the speaker announced in about 5 minutes they could be passing over Lake Frank. Then he checked if they look out the left side of the plane, they could be able to see the lake. Finally, he checked the cloud had cleared up and they had beautiful sunny weather, so they should get a good view. Number 9. First, the speaker checked coming up after the news on Radio 2000. They could have that day's weather report. Then he checked later. That afternoon, they could hear an interview with Miss Lucinda Park, a farmer's violinist who could discuss her recent concert tour. After that, he announced Miss Park would also be giving away 2 free copies of her latest CD, Total Sound of Strings. Finally, he suggested keep their dial locked to Radio 2000 and gave Miss their change to be that day's lucky caller number 7. Number 10. First, the speaker checked a set of house keys were found in the cafeteria this morning at approximately 10:30 a.m. Then he suggested check their goalies, pockets, and purses to make sure they hadn't misplaced their keys. After that, he suggested come to the main office to identify them. If they thought the keys were theirs, after that he would take from me the chain